Hi there, this is Allison with Let's Go Travel Tips. Today is Saturday, it's September 17th of 2022, and we've got several things I want to talk to you about today. So let's go ahead and get started. So first of all, let's talk about that brand new ship that Princess has, the Sun Princess, and the 3 cruises they are calling their inaugural sailings. The first one, it says Inaugural Mediterranean, and the other 2 are called the Grand Mediterranean cruises. I think it's interesting though, in their publicity, a lot of them they refer to as the 3 inaugural cruises. So anyway, Gordon and I went ahead and got booked on the February 8th sailing of that in 2024 on that ship. So, of course, our plans might change. You never know. The really interesting thing is that I booked our group cruise to Antarctica that leaves on January 20th. So it arrives back in Buenos Aires on February 5th. And so I figured we could fly home and get there on the 5th, because you have the luxury of doing that when you're just coming from Buenos Aires up to Salt Lake City where we live. And then we could sleep at our house for a night, get our laundry done, switch suitcases that I would have ready to go, and then get on a plane. And so the only things that I think about with that is, I mentioned yesterday, I'm not crazy about having to go in February. I wish that we had the luxury of going to the Mediterranean at a better time. Also, I'm planning to do a group cruise in like September or maybe early October of 2024 to the Mediterranean, which is very much a better time to go there. And plus we could pick up 2 weeks and then see more. And so would you put in the comments below if you all are still interested in that? We had talked about that before. Everyone was really excited, and I've just been waiting for those itineraries to drop for Princess for 2024 to the Mediterranean. So let me know what you're thinking about that. I don't know, we might just go twice that year. There are worse things in life. And I should say, it's not good of me to complain about going to the Mediterranean in February. I am tickled pink to go to the Mediterranean anytime, and I realize what a blessing that is. But I wanted to let you know, we went ahead and did that. And then on this, there's, the second sailing that goes on February 18th. If February 8th doesn't work for you, and I still might switch, it's round trip out of Rome, and it goes to Corfu. It goes to Corfu instead of Mallorca. And I love Corfu. If you have not been to Corfu yet, it's there on the western coast there of Greece, of mainland Greece. It's part of Greece. It is so beautiful there. So I just wanted to put that out there. So put any questions you've got about that below, and let me know what you're doing. I noticed in the comments that we've got several of you who are booked on that sailing as well. Let me know if you're looking at other, sailings of those 3, or just kind of waiting to see what else they release. So wanted to bring you up to date on that. The next thing that I want to talk to you about is for everyone who ever thinks about going to Alaska in September. And I really appreciated a couple of you sent me news stories about this huge storm that is now starting to bear down on Alaska. Now, I have not heard from anyone who is on a cruise ship while this is going on. And I would really like to hear from you, to hear if you are also experiencing high winds, rough seas, anything to go with it. So the storm that is currently coming, it started to hit Alaska already, is like the biggest storm that they have had in Alaska in 50 years. It's the end of a typhoon, and they are calling it an extratropical cyclone, and they are expecting to have an 18-foot storm surge with the ocean with that, 18 feet, and winds up to 90 miles an hour. So not only is this the biggest storm in 50 years, it is the first time in 70 years that a storm like this has come in September. Usually they come a little bit later, more in the time frame of your October, your November. This is always what worries me the most about sailing to Alaska in September. I think that it would be kind of cool to go see as it gets cooler there, the colors change and all of the things like that. I would really like to do that. But at the same time, so many of you have commented. I know I had several people that sailed last year in September, and it was very rough seas. And I also we have good friends that went like before COVID, and they commented never again in September. So I have been very reticent, and I don't advise people to go unless they know what they're doing, choosing September as an Alaska itinerary. So if you call me and you want to go to Alaska, I'm not going to recommend September unless you particularly want September. So just a heads up about that. So if anyone on a cruise ship or knows anyone on a cruise ship, let us know. how things are going, and it would be really interesting to me to hear into the different places. So this kind of segues also into what's going on with the Grand Princess. Now, one of our Let's Go family members is on the Grand Princess right now, and she was so kind to send me an update yesterday, Friday. And so they, like I mentioned to you the other day, they were late leaving Vancouver because of engine problems. So she said that the problem is with one of the 6 diesel electric generators, and they were not able to get it fixed. So they are just having to travel slower. And so they were supposed to be in Juneau yesterday on Friday. And so they were not able to make that. So they are going to be in Juneau longer hours today. So that's really nice. Juneau is a wonderful port. So if you're going there and you're picking up a tour in the morning with a ship or something else, that if you're there a long time, you can pick up something else in the afternoon or early evening if you're not leaving until later. That's an amazing opportunity. So anyway, they're going to be there longer hours, like all day today. It sounds like they're going to miss Icy Strait Point. That was on their itinerary, and they're not going to be able to go there. And then also they're going to but the rest of the itinerary is going to sail as scheduled. So from here on out, it should be good. They are sailing just at about 60% capacity, she said, so it is not crowded at all. She said that the internet is going okay in order to do like your emails and your texting. It's fast enough for that, but she said it is slow. They have places set up over by where the photo area is for people, Princess crew, to offer any help that you need with your app. And that does make me really happy. And I know they do that on all the ships. So I'm really grateful that they help people with that. So they were helping people with that. They admit that they have slow internet service. They're hoping for fast internet sometime soon, but they don't know when. And so I'm really anxious to hear about Princess offering faster internet service as well. But she says they are having a splendid time. Just absolutely wonderful. Let me see if I missed anything else. I think those are the highlights of what she told me. So thank you very much for sending that to me. Now, if you're not a member of our Facebook group, Let's Go Travel Tips, and you would like to, we'd love to have you join us. If you go look, the Enchanted Princess just sailed in from a transatlantic, and one of our Let's Go family members was so kind to post a beautiful photo of the sunrise as they were sailing into New York City there. It is so beautiful. So go take a look and join us if you would like to. And the other day, I mentioned our Let's Go family member told me that they were missing Boston because of the storms, and I had in my mind that it was like a New England cruise. Clearly it's not. Clearly it's a transatlantic coming in. So I apologize for that. But the photos look beautiful, and they also said that they had just the most wonderful cruise. Absolutely loved it. Alrighty, 2 other things for today. First of all, I find it really interesting how many cruise lines are bringing online new cruise ships this year. Did you know that so far in 2022, there have been 17 new cruise ships? And if you want to read all of the details about everything, I found this over on cruiseindustrynews.com. They're an excellent source of news for cruising. But anyway, the thing that I wanted to let you know about it is we still have 10 more cruise ships to come online this year. What I find so very interesting about that is, of course, included is the Carnival Celebration, and she is supposed to hold 5,300 passengers, but the rest of them are smaller ships. You've got your Vikings, they've got the new Viking Neptune coming online. You've got another MSC. Well, I guess MSC is big. They're going to have 4,360 guests. But a lot of the other ones are smaller ones, like that hold 300-400 guests. And so I just wanted to let you know, and I want to get your opinion on this. So I've been thinking about this a lot, especially as we saw how big the new Sun Princess is. She's going to hold 4,300 guests. And so as we think of sailing on like the Caribbean Princess, the Coral Princess, the Sapphire Princess, Grand Princess, all of these smaller ships, it is going to be a different experience sailing on these bigger ships like the Sun Princess. And so here's what I was thinking about. And, you think of like your Celebrity, your Royal Caribbean with their bigger ships. I'm wondering how you think about this. So first of all, Most people live on a budget. Some people have unlimited funds, but a lot of people live on a budget, and you think of how much travel you have, how much money you have to spend on travel in a year. So I want to know what you think. Will you save your money up and take like one really nice cruise like on Oceania, Regent 7 Seas, something, a smaller line, even a Viking that is more expensive? And I know that Viking is, those are not exactly the same price point, but they're similar. They're luxury lines. So would you want to save up your money and take one on a much smaller ship? Or would you like to do several on your big mass market ships, like, your Carnival, your Norwegian, your Royal Caribbean, your MSC, your Princess, all of these that, you're going to have a lot more people on board, but they are cheaper? Or are you going to go for somewhere in the middle? And to me, in the middle is maybe booking on your Royal Caribbean, your Princess, what we see with the new Sun Princess, like that has the Signature Collection, the Retreat Collection, that it gives you access to your own private lake lounging area. You get your own dining room to use as much as you would like, things like that. So tell me what you're thinking about that, because it seems like a lot of the smaller lines, like your Vikings and your other smaller ones, there are some very boutique lines that are just beautiful. Those are staying where they are. I don't see them really seeing, like, suddenly Viking is not jumping up and having a ship with, 5,300 people on board. But a lot of the other cruise lines, the mass market ones, are trying to get more and more people on board the ship at once because it's more profitable for them. So let me know what you're thinking and how you look at this and kind of what you're thinking about doing with how you spend your money and how you would like to travel the best. I would like to know about that. The very last thing I want to talk to you about is tipping. And this came about because one of our Let's Go family members left a comment that they just barely got off of Royal Caribbean, and they said that they really, really, really felt pressured to tip a lot. And from several people that they associated with on board, like crew members and not other people, to the point that they went to customer service and made sure that a fluke had not happened, a glitch in the system, and that their automatic gratuities had been removed from their account. That is how much they were literally pressured to tip. They thought, well, maybe they think we aren't paying anything. Also, their cabin steward left an envelope in their room a couple of days before the end of the cruise. And they said that at first she was, all smiles and sunshine. But then when she left the envelope a couple of days before her disembarkation and they didn't put money in it, she acted like they kind of weren't there. She had no time for them. And so this is what I want to talk to you all about. And the interesting thing to me is with Royal Caribbean, they just raised their gratuities. They were sitting at $14.50 a night for most of their people. So for most of their cabins, unless you rent a grand suite or higher. And they just raised it to $16. And so I don't like to be pressured to tip. That's where I stand. If I want to give something to someone, I'll give it to them. I don't need to be asked to do that. And if you pressure me to do it, it kind of makes me not so happy to do it. So let me know what you all are thinking. And Gordon and I, just as a point of reference, we do give something extra to our room steward, even if I don't think that they're the most amazing. We always give them at least a little bit extra. And then if they're amazing, then they get more. And then if we have someone that is very attentive and such a pleasure to see when we go to the main dining room, we also give them extra. And just anybody that helps us. That's kind of how we do it. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you're noticing that more. If now these people did point out that just got off of the Royal Caribbean ship, they said that they have never felt that way on Princess, which makes me really glad. And so let me know what all of you are experiencing on different cruise lines, including Princess. I want to know if you're feeling pressured to tip, and then let me know what you think about giving that extra money, especially if you're being pressured into it. I really appreciate you all. I am really grateful to have you with me. Like I always say, if you were on a cruise ship, whether it's Princess or any other line, we would really like to hear from you so that we know what's going on. To all of you who are sailing in Alaska where that storm is, Godspeed. I hope that you're safe. I am sure that Princess is, sailing so that their passengers and crew are safe. I know that, but I hope that the seas aren't too rough for you and that you still have a wonderful cruise. And all of you have a glorious cruise no matter where you're sailing. I really appreciate all of your comments. Put your questions below as well. And if you haven't subscribed, please do subscribe. We really need you with us. Thanks for being here with us every day. That makes such a big difference to Gordon and I. If you appreciate these updates, please give this video a thumbs up. I'll be talking to you all again really soon. You all take really good care. God bless you. Love you. Bye-bye.